I wanted to come and talk about the topic of rest and slowing down the pace of life overall, and that idea of getting comfortable with not always being productive. Are you somebody who is very comfortable with rest and a slower pace? Or do you find you always are either in a hurry, or you want to have something going on, or you live to be productive and you would never want someone to call you lazy or irresponsible? Tell me, let me know how it is for you. And I'm targeting the concept of rest if that's something you struggle with. That's where I'm coming from. And so the first way to get comfortable is to start to practice resting, practice slowing down the pace. If you're like me, I used to have plans from the moment I got up to the moment I went to bed. Boom, 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 boom. Now I can't imagine doing that. If I do that here and there, I'm like, I can't do that for more than a day or a few days. So if that's you, then slowly take things out of your schedule. Start by taking one thing out of your schedule, so you have a small block of open space in your day. After you've done that repeatedly for a set of days, then take out another item, so you have a couple free blocks or a larger free space. And don't fill that time up with being busy. That time is when you need to relax, sit outdoors, take a walk, read a book, take a nap, have a cup of tea or coffee, do yoga, stretch, whatever it is that is going to help you reintegrate into your body, slow down the pace, and actually go against the idea that you need to be busy and you need to be productive and you need to be doing something to determine your worth. It is not your value. Your worth is not determined off of how much you do and how well you perform. And I know, cognitively, you might know that. Duh, Corrine, I know that. But if your lifestyle is proving otherwise, then it's worth considering. If your lifestyle says, you know what, I actually think I'm more comfortable being busy or being productive, then you may need to take a few moments and journal and consider, where did that originate from? What were your parent figures like? How did they think about and talk about sleep, downtime, taking a break? What did they consider lazy? Was it only on vacation that they slowed down the pace? Because if it is, if you have learned that, it's just when I go away that things slow down, my guess is you especially enjoy going away. And when you get to that point where you go away, you're desperate. Like, you need a break. Here's my goal. Here's my hope for you. Here's the end goal. That you would create a lifestyle of rest, so that, of course, you have moments where it's busy, but you don't need to look forward to those vacation moments. You can enjoy them, but you're not so depleted that all you can do is anticipate the vacation, because you're living with a pace that is manageable, that is enjoyable, that is actually beneficial to you. Your mind, your body, physically, every element to you will improve when you start to slow down the pace and rest and recalibrate. Now, I think sometimes when we slow down, our body may respond. I've experienced this. I've seen other people experience this, where it seems like the body almost responds by feeling more fatigued. And I'm just throwing out my thoughts on this. I think it's really just that we've finally given our body a chance to communicate, and it was doing worse than we even thought it was. Have you ever experienced a busy day and you finally sit down and then you realize how exhausted you feel? You actually felt exhausted before then, but you weren't connecting with your body and with yourself to notice. Then you sit and you relax and you start to feel the heaviness. You feel the exhaustion and the fatigue. But it doesn't mean it wasn't there before. So let's talk about this. Let's continue the conversation in group. And I would encourage you to do your own journaling, just to consider, what was it like growing up? What did my parent figures, how did they talk about, what did they think about productivity or rest? Just consider it, and then consider what you've done throughout your lifetime. What is the underlying mindset and beliefs? And what shift do you need to make? What is one change, one incremental change, a step towards a life of rest, a life of simplicity? And I don't mean a boring life. By all means, my life is not boring, but I can tell you that compared to some people's schedules, compared to some people's days and weeks, mine is much slower. It's full, but it's not always busy. And I was the girl who was always busy. Seriously. When I talk about change radically, I really mean it. It's possible to radically change. In so many areas of my life, I feel like I have radically changed. I've become more my authentic self, who I always was, who I always would have become, but I wasn't the only one influencing and defining my life. And for you, it's the same. You've had influences. You've had other reasons and other people defining your life and your thoughts. And now it's time to choose for yourself and to align your life with who you authentically are. You might be familiar with being the busy, productive person, the perfectionist, or whatever label you would put towards yourself. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's who you authentically are. We can learn to become somebody that innately we weren't. We are very easily influenced during our developmental years and beyond. So I'm excited to continue this conversation with you. Send me your emails, reach out to me on Voxer, and I'm looking forward to seeing and connecting in group.